Hey everybody, what's going on? It's the Big Boy Project, and we are here talking about The Walking Dead, Season 5, Episode 13, and the name of this episode is Forget.
Yeah, forget.
Yeah, so like
The last episode was Remember.
Aha! Already, you didn't waste no time, did you, James? You already connected the dots. Everybody.
I got IMDb right here. So let's roll.
Oh, so you cheated. That's fine.
That's fine. So you got a cheated zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
okay.
You're not in the zombie apocalypse. You're watching the show. Anyway, I guess I don't have a lower third of it. Put that up, but I am Cecil. You'll see that in just a second. And I work at the Zombie Apocalypse Counseling and Trauma Center, which they probably have in Alexandria, because damn, they have everything else,
right?
Cocktail parties and such. And please introduce yourself, James.
I am James, and from this mean, I want to work at Carol's daycare. It seems like a happy place to be. So
Carol is a complete mess. I love it.
I love Carol so much.
It's a mess. Oh God, it's terrible. Yeah, I popped up a lower third. I don't have a picture this week because I was just kind of in shock about what's going on. So it is what it is. But yeah, let's get right into it because we don't have a lot of time. So let's jump right on in. I'm gonna start with Sasha. Good God. Okay. Why is Sasha the way she is? Why is she snapping like this? Why is she volunteering to be up at the tower the whole time? Why is she doing this? Now, I have my own interpretation of why she's doing this, but I'm really interested in yours, James. What did you think about her actions?
Well, of course she's dealing with her feelings now because the man she loved died, and then her brother died not days from each other. So she's dealing with that. I think she's in that mood where she just don't want to see people happy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm miserable, I want everybody else to be miserable. That's how she thinks, how she feels, because she was shooting at the pictures of happy people smiling in the pictures.
They were so happy.
Yeah, I mean, she was like, I'm tired of looking at these. I go put rounds in them.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point, and I really didn't think about that. I think that might be a real component as to what's really going on with her. But another component is, if just kind of looking at her history, even before they showed up in the prison. If you remember correctly, they were in a bomb shelter until the supplies ran out. Like her and Tyrese were and their crew were in a bomb shelter until the supplies ran out. When the supplies ran out, they came out, and they have been walking around, going on adventures. Who knows what they've been going through, but they've been going through some things ever since. And, she lost Tyrese and she lost Bob, and that was a hurtful blow to her, but she doesn't trust anybody or anything, and she is more comfortable in that world, isolated and by herself, than she is trusting any semblance of what was.
Because her trust, like, the only person she really trusted was Bob and her brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had to warm up to Bob.
Right. So when
the funny thing about it is she never actually did warm up to Bob, because you remember, she warmed up to Bob as a person, but she never warmed up to Bob's philosophy, ever. And I'm just thinking about this now. Remember they used to play that game where Bob would spin things positively and Sasha would just be negative about everything?
Right.
That's who Sasha is. She does not see things in this.
No, she's a realist.
Yeah, she really doesn't see things in this whitewashed light. She sees it, just kind of the way that it is. Right. Or maybe a little bit worse than it is, but that's how she stays safe.
Right. Yeah, like, she kind of a realist mixed with trying to plan ahead, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is. I'll give you that. But yeah, so because she is that person, and that's how she sees the world, and that's her perspective on the world. When she's confronted with quote unquote civilization, or the closest thing that they'll ever see to it, or they've seen thus far to it, she addressed it. She didn't want to. She didn't want to go back to anything like that because she doesn't know whether that is real or not. That is that positivity that Bob was talking about. Let me tell you, Bob would have been all on Alexandria. Oh, he would have been laying in the bed. He would have been chilling on the porch, drinking lemonade.
Bob would be knocking on every door. Hi, I'm Bob. Hi, I'm Bob.
Hello.
Like, Bob, get over here.
Bob, get your hands on.
Somebody stab you. Get over here.
For somebody to stab you.
It's with almost everybody. It's living in the prison and being happy and having this kind of not like Alexandria, but dealing with civilization sort of in the prison.
Yeah.
Having that fail, then going on this day's journey trying to find each other and trying to go to terminus.
Yeah.
And that was hell and high water.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, it's really interesting, just kind of what the group has become as if you compare it to some of the older seasons. I think my son was watching like an earlier season a little while ago, and like season 1, and I saw season 1 of Carol, and I just walked by and I just shook my head because I was like, she is not anything like this anymore. But she took, when she was getting abused by Ed, she took what she needed from that. She took that survival, because she's always, whether she knew it or not, she's always been a survivor. Always. Right. She's always done what she had to do. She, like most, victims of, or female victims of domestic violence are, the survivors. So she took what she had and she's turned that into something. She knows how to be invisible because she had to be invisible when it came to Ed, because she, kind of showed herself or peeked out from under that rock. Then she'll get beat. Right. So, yeah.
And that's how she is now. She's using that to change her personality. She changed her personality to be this loving, warm, I'm a mother figure. Oh, I love Bob so much. I miss him every day. Kind of woman.
Yeah.
But deep down, she's like, if you cross me, I'll slit your throat.
or I'll tie you to a tree.
Right.
And let the zombies eat you while you're still alive so that you can feel it.
Poor little Sam.
The poor little
all he wanted was some cookies.
Bless his heart. He just wanted some cookies. Carol, what the hell?
Hey, all he think about now get tied to a tree and let zombie eat his insides out.
He will never eat another cookie again. He'll never eat another cookie again. I hope they do have a trauma and grief center at the in the zombie apocalypse, because I need to go work there and help this boy.
It's so funny because I can see Carol, like the boy sitting in bed thinking about telling his mom, and see Carol looking through the window. I said, you better not say nothing. You better not say nothing.
Shut up.
Just slide her head back down.
So that's and here's the thing. I had such mixed feelings about what Carol was doing. But I love Carol. From the very beginning, from the moment she walked into Alexandria. Really, if you look at it before the moment she walked into Alexandria, she had this plan to where I'm going to be invisible. I'm going to blend in just enough. But if I need to be me and be the kind of bitch that blows up an entire compound,
right?
Then I will do that. Don't worry. Right. I get you if I need to. I'm still, Cassandra Cain up in here, and I'll blow some shit up.
Right.
So I don't know. It was. She's doing what she needs to do in this.
Right. She had her persona ready before she even got into.
She did. She's very prepared and very strategic, and just, gosh, she's great, but I hate her. Right. It's absolutely fantastic. I love Carol, but I hate her at the same time. And I hate her because I love her. Shout out to the Prince fans out here who caught that reference. Okay. I'm gonna tell you. As much as I know I'm not supposed to be upset with Rick because no one's ever supposed to be the white girls at my job. Just anyway, whatever. Um, I don't like Rick. Rick is getting on my fucking nerves right now. I don't like the fact that they're taking over this place. I feel like he is leading the group, even though the group doesn't even know it, which is worse to me. He's leading them to really kind of become these wild dogs that just go into an area, claim their territory, and they're becoming what all the other groups that they have encountered have become.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, it's the natural order of things. That's how that happens when you become used to the world, when you become more and more feral. That happens. It happens.
Right.
But I don't like it. I don't want to see this group become that. I wanted so much more humanity with this group because this is the group that I've been following. This is the group that, as a viewer, I feel like I'm a part of.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't like it.
To me, I think Rick kind of dropping his guard a little bit.
You think so?
And not all the way, but to me, to have the meeting, okay, he hid the gun in a blender in the phone, just in case. You know they're watching you. So why would you go and have a meeting where they took the gun?
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Because Carol, Dale, and Rick was sitting out there where Rick hid the gun and talking about it. Mm-hmm. Like, they're watching. Why you go back to the same place? You know what I'm saying?
The funny thing about it is the only person that would be watching them is Aaron, because Eric is, he's got a bad ankle, so he ain't out there. Aaron's their recruiter. So is someone watching them? Because the rest of the people really don't do no watching.
Well, a lot of theories say it was the girl. I can't remember her name, but the girl was hanging out with Carl.
I forgot about that girl.
Because she climbed the wall, and she used to climb the wall and going out to the forest. Mm-hmm. Maybe she seen them.
Maybe.
And saw Rick put the gun in the blender. Now that's just a theory now.
I mean, that's a theory, but that's not a bad theory. And just for the record, if those of you all who are new to the New World Project, welcome, first of all. And secondly, we don't read the comics. We don't know what's about to happen. We don't know why there's a W on the zombie's forehead. We don't really understand the whole A stamp, even though I think it's just a stamp saying, "Hey, I'm a member of I'm a resident of Alexandria." That's just what I think personally. Yeah. But anyway, we don't read the comics, so we don't know what's about to happen. So yeah. Anyway, what other thoughts do you have about Rick and his foolishness?
What you say?
What other thoughts do you have about Rick and his foolishness?
Trying to claim that girl. Like at the end of the episode where he was walking, she was walking with her husband, and he slightly tried to pull his gun out.
You know what? It was so smart of you to just use the word claim just now, because remember that group that Daryl was with, and they would claim things that they wanted?
Right.
And Rick ended up having to kill him because the little boy the fat boy was really fuck Carl. Basically is what it was going to happen.
Right.
It's really, really smart of you to use that word claim, because now that they have become more like that group, because that's what I see them as now. I see them as more of, they're becoming closer and closer to that group, the group of the claim dudes.
Right.
Or maybe even that pack of wild dogs that came that they ended up having to keep. Anyway, I think Rick is on a power play now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I have my authority back. I'm a police officer again. I don't know enough about Rick to know whether he was a good cop or not, or whether he was the kind of cop who abused his power. He could have been. We know what kind of cop Shane. Well, we don't really know what kind of cop Shane was, but we we know that now that he has that power again, it seems like he's definitely abusing it. Not only is he abusing the power as an authority figure in Alexandria, but I feel like he's abusing his power as the authority in the group because he's leading them to do things that I don't think that they're ready to do. Michonne is not going to be happy about this plan at all.
Right.
She's not. Period.
But she's the same mind. I ain't gonna say same mindset, but her thing is give it a chance before you just wanted to cause chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because unnecessary chaos just leads to more chaos. So why you want to start something where they haven't done anything yet? Now,
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point. And truth be told, and we weren't really going to go into depth with Michonne, but I do want to mention that out of all of the people in the group, Michonne has been feral, I guess. I don't really want to call her feral, but she's been out there the longest. You know what I'm saying? She's been out there longer than anybody, and she survived, and she has, had these zombies. She's learned how to maneuver in this world as one of them. And a couple of seasons ago, we learned that she, remember when she saw that zombie that looked similar to her?
Right.
Well, she imagined that zombie that looked similar to her. She hasn't wanted to be a part of that world for a long time, for a couple of seasons now. And now this is her opportunity to throw that off and to return to some semblance of what she was. She put that sword back on the wall, and it was so representative of where she is now. She wants to do that. She wants to keep it close. She wants to keep it safe. She wants to know where the sword is, but she doesn't want to have to live, as just the wielder of the sword.
Right.
I thought that was really powerful, personally. So I don't think she's going to be thrilled at all about this. Right.
Well, Abraham made a good point when he saw Michonne outside and said, even though you don't have it on your back, you still gonna feel like it's on your back.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's kind of where he is because he feels like he's this soldier. He feels like he's this. I mean, he's taken that role for so long with his cartoon carrot red hair. He's a cartoon carrot. He really is. Yeah. So he definitely feels like that, and that's definitely the perspective that he takes. I don't know if he was right when it came to Michonne. I think she wants to let it go. I do.
Right.
It's so interesting that Rick and Michonne are the constables of Alexandria because they have two completely different philosophies. And I can't wait to see what kind of division that's going to cause in the group because I think it's going to be Michonne and maybe Daryl, who we'll talk about this in a second. I can't wait. Michonne and Daryl versus Carol and Rick in philosophy. I don't know if it's really going to go down along those lines.
And that'll be interesting because that'll put Carl in the middle.
That will put Carl in the middle, and that will also drive away between Carol and Daryl. And we haven't seen that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen that. It's been alluded to, when she knows that she can be cold and all this and the other, but she knows that Daryl has to deal with it a different way and all that other stuff. It's so weird with their dynamic because Daryl is pretending to be cold.
Right.
He's really not this cold, unfeeling individual. He just doesn't trust.
Right.
He has a hard time trusting. But Carol, she really is this cold, unfeeling individual who's pretending to be the caring individual. She'll put on this JCPenney sweater and have you thinking she really make cookies for real. Right. When that's only just a ruse to get you together.
Right. She'll put cyanide in them cookies.
She will do that. You think it's applesauce.
Right.
It is.
But I think somebody brought up that Daryl always wanted to have a home.
Oh yeah.
And since And now that he found a place that's calm and collected, and he can take a bath, and all this stuff he always wanted,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard for him to grasp because he never had it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. It takes him a while to warm up. He's a slow to warm up type of dude. But that motorcycle and those parts in that garage got him,
Right.
got him good. Um, I just incidentally I had this tickle when he was sitting there eating lunch with the gays. It just tickled me so much. Like, okay, so when is Daryl gonna come out? Because I'm ready. I'm ready for him to come out. I've always thought Daryl could possibly be gay, just because of his relationship with Merle. I mean, first season before it was like the big thing when Robert Kirkland was like, well, we haven't really, that there's a possibility that Daryl could be gay. Because they haven't really assigned any sort of sexuality. Right now, he's very asexual.
Right.
But when he was eating lunch with the gays, I was just like, oh, he's a pup.
Right. this slurping no matters.
I know. He's their pup, and it's really really cute. And they took care of Pup, and they had him. They're gonna have him fix up the motorcycles, and it's just really sweet. Anyway, but finally, we didn't talk. Did we? Yeah, we did. We talked about Rick and we talked about Jesse, but we didn't talk about Rick and Deanna. Who is she? Who is this bitch? Who is she?
I don't know. You know what? She sort of reminds me of that cop in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. You think so?
In a way, where she trying to keep control.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's trying to keep control, but I don't think she's gonna have it for long.
I think she's much better at it than that lady.
Yes, much better, but I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I just compare them two for some reason. I just don't know why.
Well, the funny thing about it is that we've had the governor who wasn't actually a politician in his prior life, right. But we have this lady who was a politician in her prior life. She actually was, and now she's a leader. So she's, instead of becoming something or coming into her own or taking on this role, she really just kind of transitioned into what she already was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So out of all of the leaders, to be totally honest with you, she's the only one, including Rick, if you ask me. Because being a police officer doesn't necessarily make you a leader, but she's the only one who was seamless from her prior life to this life. They found Alexandria not too long after everything went down in the zombie apocalypse, and they just been there chilling. So she's always been who she is.
Right.
Does that mean that you can't trust her? Absolutely, because you can't trust politicians, and she's still a politician.
Right.
So I don't trust her, but she might be doing to her people what Rick is doing to his people. She might have this ulterior motive,
right,
that only a few people on her team know about. Just like Rick has this ulterior motive that only a few people on his team know about. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, do you think Maggie gonna know about the motive since she's gonna be the assistant?
Oh, that's right. I forgot Maggie is gonna be the assistant.
Cause being the assistant, well, like I say, I don't know. She seems like she talks like Diana talks. Like I don't know. That just seems like a good storyline. Like she get used to Maggie, kind of blah blah blah. I see myself in you, blah blah blah.
She got a plan though. That bitch got a plan. She there's something she is up to.
Right, because there's going to be conflict somewhere. Because this is The Walking Dead. There's going to be some conflict. So, but somebody brought up a good point saying that the 3 men that she exiled will come back.
Oh yeah, she did say that in the. Oh yeah, she did. Okay, I don't want to think about it. Because Also, if you're new to this show, really, if you're not new to this show, because I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before, but I don't like to think about what's going to happen. Because if it does happen, I feel like I've ruined it for myself. And I like to watch television as dumb as possible, meaning that I want the show to take me for a ride. I don't want to try to guess what happens. It's so difficult to do that with my partner because he knows everything and he can see like a piece of paper fall in the background and he's like, oh, and then he knows everything that's going to happen to the show. and then
you remember that paper ball this episode? That was 10 seasons ago.
Right.
On the third episode, 3 minutes in.
Right. If you remember the time that bird in the window sneezed? Well, that's why. That's why this happened at the end. That's why that monster showed up at the end, because that bird in the window sneezed. And that's why.